And welcome back, everyone, to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win for the week of Who Would Win comes to us from Silent Ninja AMV, who asked the question, who would win in a fight, Ichigo or Yhwach, or Yhwach, or whatever you want to pronounce his name. They still haven't given us they might have given us a vocal translation of that name, but so far let's go with Yhwach versus Goku. Now, I want to be right up front. I don't normally look at the manga version of Goku because the manga and the anime are very different from each other. And the things we see Goku learn in the anime do not always coalesce with what he learns in the manga. Henceforth, he doesn't know Hakai. To be honest, he only used the Hakai that one time anyway. And he doesn't have Ultra Instinct in his base yet or anything like that. I normally look at the anime version of Goku because that's the one most people seem to go with. Not everyone reads the manga, but a lot more people watch the anime than read the manga. But anyway, so these three, 2-on-1, go up against each other. First off, how would Ichigo and Yhwach even work together? I imagine there's a random future Yhwach ends up seeing with the Almighty where Goku shows up and he can tell this individual he will need help fighting, so he barters with Ichigo for the time to put aside differences, whatever, deal with this, and then they can continue to fight afterwards. Okay, whatever. So, Goku, we know it's Goku. His power's on a universal level, especially in Super Saiyan Blue. He is the master martial artist. He has multiple key attacks. He can use instant transmission. Kaga can do up his physical energy output and physical stats. He is a master martial arts strategist in that sense. He also has access to things like Ultra Instinct when he's pushed to the brink, which allows him to basically move on command. He's not even thinking about it. It is also, well, it's never truly stated to be a transformation. It is implied to be a transformation as well. I mean, with angels, they're always in Ultra Instinct, but it's for Goku. It does come off as it is a transformation, at least. In the manga, it's kind of stated as such, at least the white hair form is, because it also does seem to increase his energy level as well. When he fought against Jiren, he barely was able to do anything in Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20. Once he got just Omen alone, he was fighting on a much more equal ground to Jiren. And that might just be because Jiren wasn't hitting him as much, or it was the fact that it also leveled out his power as well. And Goku, like all has continued to get stronger throughout their life so long as they continue to train and face strong adversaries. So, Ichigo and Yhwach. So, both these guys don't have the speed to keep up with Goku. Both of them have light speed levels of speed. And they still aren't going to be able to keep up with Goku. Because Goku and most Dragon Ball Z characters, especially on that level of power, move well beyond light speed. Like, it's not even close how beyond light speed they basically move at that point. I mean, their level of both Yhwach and Ichigo's level of energy, they're not universal. At least Ichigo's not a universal level being. Yhwach is, this is where Bleach, as much as I love Bleach, does fall in a weird category. Because Yhwach, after he absorbed the Soul King, which is obviously the Yhwach we're looking at, because that's him at his strongest in the series, he gained power equal to that of the Reo, which is the Japanese name for the Soul King. And the Soul King is, I've just finished, by the way, Can't Fear Your Own World Volume 3. I'll probably do a video on it and so forth. And they give you the backstory of the Soul King. Long story short, the Soul King is basically the linchpin that actually binds and holds all the planes of existence together. Without that linchpin, the whole system actually legitimately falls apart and is actually, like the whole world would go into chaos, basically. Like they would actually start to crumble, theoretically speaking. But the existence of the Soul King is what keeps everything in balance and keeps everything existing. And that puts the Reo, even though, again, the Reo is a very complicated thing. And again, I go from Reo to Soul King. They're the same thing. The Reo's power, therefore, exists on a multiplanar scale. Technically speaking, a multiversal scale, but that's not really accurate. And the problem with that, the reason for that is, what's the best way to put it? In Bleach, there aren't different universes. there isn't a soul society. So there's not like an infinite amount of soul societies in different multiverses. There's not an infinite amount of real world, like the human world, in multiple multiverses. Hueco Mundo is in multiple multiverses. There is those places in several in other dimensions like Hell, Valley of Screams. Those exist as well. So there are multiple dimensions, but it's not a true multiverse, at least in the traditional sense of the term. So to figure out where Yhwach actually lands on the power scaling is a bit difficult. I would say, though, that his power is probably equivalent to something that of a universal being, just not of a true multiversal being. His existence is, in fact, if anything, his existence is something akin to the Living Tribunal, but on a much lower scale. For the fact that the Living Tribunal's existence kind of is what keeps the multiverse together in Marvel Comics. That's basically what you watch once he absorbed the Soul King's existence was. As long as he was alive, as long as he existed, his body, as long as he exists pretty much, because in the Camp for Your World novel, they turn his body into the next Soul King. His existence is what allows the multiverse, as in Bleach terms, to exist. But again, it's not a true multiverse. That said, it's equivalent. It has the power to keep it all intact. So I would probably put it on a much higher tier even than Ichigo. More than likely, it is multiversal on universal on some level. I couldn't gauge the level properly. But that being said, I mean, in terms of like their abilities, Ichigo's got Zangetsu. Sure, he can use Getsuga Tensho and Getsuga Jujitsu. He's got his Hollow Hybrid form, which allows him to do Seros, which are basically energy blasts. And his Bankai, which, again, it's never truly stated what his Bankai is capable of doing. His original Bankai pretty much just buffed all of his physical stats. It's more than likely this Bankai does the same, just on a much higher level. That being said, is enough to take on Goku? I still don't think so. I mean, Ichigo still could probably give Goku a solid solid fight, certainly, but his power just doesn't, I think, stack up, especially if you get Goku in God form, Super Saiyan Blue, or Kaioken Super Saiyan Blue. I mean, his base form alone is the basically God form trained up that we got in Battle of Gods because he absorbed it into his base. Same with Vegeta. When he got his God form, his base became God level. And then you stack on normal Super Saiyan multipliers onto that bull crap, and it's like, what the hell? Yeah. That said, again, Ichigo, they're tag teaming him too, so it is Goku will be on the back foot in this fight, no doubt. Yhwach has far more abilities than Ichigo does. Let's take the Almighty out for just a second. He has his Ash Walling, which allows him to absorb the energy of Quincy's. He's got power absorption just of anyone. He can steal power. He's got, he can do energy reishi weapons, arrows, Quincy spells. He's got a level of omnipotence to him that is very difficult to deal with. And then the Almighty itself, which allows him to not just see every conceivable future event, and his mind can actually process what he's seeing, that's the crazy thing. His mind can process that information. But also, he can change the outcome of any future, even ones where he dies. Now, there are not ways around it, but ways to offset it. Sosuke Aizen's Kyokia. Why can't I say Kyokia? It's not Kyoa. Kyokia. Why can't I say Kyokia? His Zanpakuto. I know it's Soigetsu. That's moon. I think it's moon flower or water moon. Sorry, it's water moon. Kyokia. Why can't I say the damn? And by the way, typing it and sounding out is not going to really help me that much. I'll have to listen to it again, the actual pronunciation of his Zanpakuto, because that's bothering me. Kyokia. Why can't I say the damn name? It's actually really irritating me. I can't say the damn name. Anyway, because it can create perfect illusions, control all five senses, Yhwach doesn't know which future he's looking at correctly. So his Zanpakuto was able to interfere with that. The ability of Tsukishima, who could insert himself into paths, and change the outcome of things can affect that as well, because it basically creates a completely new timeline. But that being said, Yhwach's or Yhwach's ability of the Almighty can even see those futures as well, where Ichigo got his Zanpakuto back and all that. So these two fight this one who wins. Well, again, he foresees Goku randomly showing up. Goku's like, "Where am I?" And he's like, Yhwach sees him as an enemy, so he just attacks. Sorry, I'm still focusing on the damn Kyokya. Why? Anyway, so they're firing a bunch of attacks. Goku. I think Goku would put Ichigo down pretty quick, because he can say he's the much more able fighter of the two of them, and then ultimately, blast him back. Ichigo's struggling to get up. Yhwach and Goku clash. Pure power wise, Goku's got the edge. It's honestly just a matter, though, of Yhwach outlasting him, which, because he can even change the outcome of futures where he dies, isn't that hard to do. So really, I mean, it's a battle of attrition. Ichigo will certainly be getting some hits in, but I don't think he just can't measure up to Goku, sadly. But Yhwach, honestly, that Almighty is one of the most broken hacks abilities I've ever seen. So, and Goku doesn't have an ability that counters that, sadly. So, Goku would beat him down repeatedly and just blast him into Kingdom Come multiple times. It's just that he's got nothing to actually erase his existence or counteract the Almighty whatsoever. So, ultimately, it would actually go to Yhwach and Ichigo, not because Ichigo really is putting much effort in or putting much damage in this fight, but because Yhwach's ability of the Almighty is pretty broken. So, ultimately, I go Yhwach and Ichigo. Who do you got in this fight? Let me know. Thanks for watching, though. Put in the comments below. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. I'll see you next time. I got to do my what if for today, and I'll be done. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And after that, I'm going to play more Pokemon Snap. Ha!